I'm first of all going to illustrate how we use a number line to do very straightforward addition and subtraction sums. Here's my number line, and my first sum, 3 add 4, means I'm starting on my number line at 3, and I'm going to move in a positive direction 4 spaces. Positive direction on my number line is going to the right. So 4 spaces to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and my answer is 7. Now for a subtraction sum that says I'm starting on my number line at 6, and this time I'm going to move in a negative direction. Negative direction means I'm moving to the left. I'm moving to the left 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, so my answer is 2. What I'm asking you to do is remember that a sum is always an instruction to move on the number line, and it doesn't matter whether you start in the positive section or in the negative section, you're still going to use the same instructions. So here I have a sum which is -3 take away 4. So this part means I'm starting on the number line right here at -3. I'm going to move in the negative direction 4 spaces, so I'm going to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4 means my answer is where I land up, which is -7. In this example, I'm still starting in the negative part of my number line, this time at -5, but I am going to move in a positive direction 9 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which makes my answer 4. If it makes it easier for you to draw a number line, then you can always sketch one out on the side of your page until you get totally familiar with how you're counting. I'm starting at -2. I'm moving in a positive direction 3 spaces to the right, 1, 2, 3. My answer is 1. Our instructions can be further complicated if we see we have 2 mathematical symbols together, as in the examples in these sums. What we need to do is clarify and remember exactly what direction to move on the number line when we see these signs together. If I am going to add a positive number, I'm going to move in a positive direction. 3 add 2 gives me an answer of 5. Adding a negative means I'm going to move in a negative direction. 4 add a -3, 1, 2, 3, means my answer is 1. I move in a negative direction also if I'm going to take away a positive. So 2 take away +4 gives me an answer of -2. My final sum, -3 take away -2, if I am to subtract a negative, I'm going to move in a positive direction. -3 take away -2 gives me an answer of -1. So in conclusion here, if the two symbols that are next to each other are the same, it means my overall function is going to be positive. If my symbols are different, as they are here, my overall function is going to be negative. Same sign, I have a positive function. Different signs, I have a negative function. Now to clarify the rules of multiplying and dividing when dealing with directed numbers. The sum we have here, 4 times 3, is something we are used to seeing. They're both positive numbers. We assume they're positive because we have no negative symbol in front of them. 4 times 3 is a positive 12. If, however, one of these numbers were negative, for example, 4 multiplied by a -3, that would make our answer still 12, but -12. A positive multiplied by a negative gives us an overall negative answer. And this wouldn't matter whether it was the 4 or the 3, but as long as it was just one of them, the overall answer is negative. If both of our numbers are negative, we have a positive outcome. Two negatives make a positive answer. The same rules of positives and negatives apply when we're dividing numbers. 15 divided by 3 is 5. All positive and all very straightforward. 15 divided by a -3 would give us an answer of -5 because I have a positive number here and I'm dividing it by a negative number. If I were to have a -15 divided by a +3, my answer would still be negative. So one negative in the sum gives me a negative answer overall. And exactly the same as my multiplication, if I were to divide -15 by -3, my answer would now be positive. So again, if the symbols of my two numbers are the same, my overall answer will be positive. By contrast, if my symbols are different, as they are here and here, my overall answer is negative. So to recap, +4 multiplied by -7 means my answer is going to be negative. 4 times 7 is 28. 9 divided by -3, my answer is going to be 3. A positive divided by a negative is a negative answer. Here I have two negatives, so my answer is going to be positive. 6 times 5 is 30. Here I have a negative multiplied by a positive, so my answer is going to be negative. 2 times 6 is 12. -18 divided by 9 is -2. And my last one here, -33 divided by -11 is a positive 3.